Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this file, pretty cool little file of a snowman, but they want to cut the tree out and inlay a different wood, the tree and the trunk. There's some other problems with this file. One, you're using two different colors. This is CMYK and this is RGB black. Uh, I would think most lasers, and I don't know what brand you have, you want to be all RGB black. So I've done what I think he wanted done, and because he wants to cut it, so I put the tree in green. But if you take away the fill and put an outline, there's a cut line. And if you take away the brown I put for the tree and put it in red, there's a cut line. Well, we actually would have to change them to hairlines. And I don't know if he's going to engrave these balls on the tree, on the new one. So what you could do with that is just cut it out and smart fill it. Let me let me change your nudge factor. Matter of fact, let me back up because I saw it move. Change your duplicate distance to 0, 0. You'll be a lot happier in the long run. This thing is 3 inches. So I'm going to make my nudge factor 4. And if we move this tree out of the way, you cut that out, and then if you left click, right click, you could cut this out of a painted green wood that you're either going to cut those holes out or engrave them. So if you were going to cut it out and engrave them, you would do this thing is a half a point, so you could just engrave that, but we need to go up to curve, or go up to object, break the curve apart, and change this outline to a hairline and make it red so you know it's a cut line. I don't like how it came out at the bottom because that's not going to stay together, but we could figure out something. It's late at night. I've been gone a long time. I'm just going to try to help this gentleman out. So you could engrave these circles like that, or you could engrave them like that because they're not going to cut. Same thing on the tree. Just move it out of the way. Well, make a duplicate of it. So these two items will cut out of this wood. And then you could cut that out of a different species of wood and put it right back in that hole. Evidently, you're going to have a backing piece. I do not like this at all. It looks pretty bad. So we're going to take this apart. Let me get it over here off his page. And the first thing I'm going to do is select it all, and I'm going to left click no fill. So this is a line, and then I'm going to right click red, and I'm going to go ahead and make it all hairlines for right now. So this line needs to be fixed because when you make it thicker, you try to make it look like a globe, and that's pretty cool. Let's put it, see how that just kind of off. So what we could do, let's go up to object and group and ungroup it all. Well, evidently it's not a group. Let's move that ring out of the way. And we're going to just go up here. It's a outline. It's eight points. Let's go to object, convert the outline to an object, and left click and right click. Now we have a fillable area, but we need to worry about the tree first. So let me just move this stuff out of the way. And there's a couple other problems. The trunk is part of this. Evidently, I didn't make it a hairline. And we're going to leave those other ones. Well, take it back. Let's do this. Let's back up. And let's make the whole thing a hairline. We can change it back later. Because I think he's going to engrave the other part. But he wants to cut the tree out. The tree is part of the trunk and this ring. So we need to eliminate that, and that's why I'm going in a hairline. I am going to, he wants it like he said 1 or 2 millimeters, but some of this stuff's only a half a millimeter, even though his set is on inches. I'm going to get the 3-point curve line and go from like down there to about right there and make a curve, kind of making like the body of the, all right, there's another thing you draw in 1/2 inch lines. So I'm going to double click hairline, RGB, and make it red. So now when we draw in a hairline, we'll have red. Take your 3-point curve line and go from about right there to like right there. We can always adjust it and try to mimic that line. Well, I thought, you know what, I must have been on the page, so I'm gonna need to get off the page to change your line. There we go. Hairline. You ought to be using RGB for everything. The black's a blacker black, and you'll be a lot happier off. So let's change that line to we'll just leave it black right now. So that gives us the tree trunk. And really, he wants it off this line. So what we're going to do is take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in and move it over. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to left click, right click, and I'm going to go up to Effects, and I'm going to go to Contour. I'm going to contour to the inside. I'm going to change it to millimeters. Right here, you can go millimeters. It'll change that to millimeters. Go to the inside, 1/2 millimeter. And we've already done it. Go up to Object, break the contour apart, take your inside, and there we can actually get rid of this. Probably best just to cut it. Take your virtual segment delete key and cut that. And then here's your trunk that you're going to inlay with evidently a different color wood. So see how it's off that line now? Because the rest is going to be engraved, I think. The tree is almost the same thing. This is going to be engraved and not cut. But if we contour it, we're going to lose part of that tree. So what I'm going to do is take the initiative to move that line down and just kind of change the tree, even though we might be getting into that trunk, but we can move the trunk. And see, the lines aren't even full lines. And I messed up my circle when I did that, so I'm going to put it back. And this way we can actually move our trunk closer and kind of mimic it. And now let's do a little bit more space. I hope this makes sense. I don't like those 3 nodes. Well, there's the broken line. So what we're going to do first is repair that. I'm going to virtual segment delete key. I'm going to take the shape tool and select that. And a lot of times it won't work, so I'm going to hold down the shift key and select it both. And close curve. Well, that didn't work, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Docker join curve and select everything and join it. So now it's one piece. And I'm going to get rid of that little part of the tree and maybe bring this in a little bit. And now we can bring these 2 nodes down, and it's going to give us more room. And at the same time, we can move our trunk down to kind of mimic that. And then we could contour this, but we need to make sure there's no leaks. And there really isn't any leaks. So what we're going to do, because this is going to get up in here, but we're going to fix that. Now I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. So I got a leak because it shouldn't, I didn't close. I'd already done this. I'm going to just take a 2-point line. I'm just going to close that gap. And see, that's why it's so nice to draw in hairline. So there's our new tree. I'm going to nudge it over. And I'm going to, don't move it. Don't ever move it. I'm going to get rid of the trunk. And then I'm going to left click, right click in black. And I'm going to contour to the inside of that 1/2 millimeter. Now we need to go to Object, break the contour apart, go ahead and move it back over there. Well, let's tell you what, let's move it over let's move it down. And we're gonna, I don't know what he's gonna do with these circles. So we could go here and go up to object and break the curve apart. And you could nudge the tree out of the way now. And that's gonna be your other piece of like green wood. We've still got the contour up there. And then I think you're done. All we have to do is move this circle back to the main item, and you can kind of see how it overlaps. It's not a hairline. We're going to make it a hairline. And the part I didn't like, let's just delete that node and delete that node. Let's delete that node and let's take this kind of on a curve, kind of make it join. Same thing on the other side. That is a good feature probably, but I don't think it's realistic and it'd take a lot of work. That looks pretty good. Let's delete these two nodes and see what it looks like. We lost our curve, but you can always curve it back. And you could just kind of redraw it too. I'm just trying to get him the idea. Now, these are two pieces. What I would do is take the virtual segment delete key and swipe right through there. Now, and the reason I want to use the Smart Fill tool on the two pieces, I'm going to go ahead and make them green. I don't even know if he's going to make it green. So there's your green. I'm going to move it out of the way. There's your brown for your tree, and that is a pretty good idea to inlay the trunk. It'll look pretty cool. Now, here's probably the key to all this. First of all, you're going to inlay something. You normally would need a backer board to do this. But what we could do is go up here and make a boundary and move that out of the way. Take these nodes right here and bring them into your object. You're not going to change it that much. I'm going to have to zoom in. And this is only if you're going to have a backer board. A backer board is something you're going to glue the other one onto, so you'll have some backdrop and to stop the inlay. Now to seal all that up, I'm going to Smart Fill it and move it over and left click, right click. So this is going to be a cut line. Everything else in the item besides the tree and the part we're going to cut out is not going to be a cut line. So we want to make sure we don't cut it. So what I'm going to do now is fill in what we're going to engrave. So I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool on black, and I'm going to fill in that and that, fill in the star, his hat, his glove, the other glove, and this kind of the funky ring around it, but it makes it look a lot better. The scarf, the other scarf. You might want to fix that little part right there, and then fill in, you know, his hat, the carrot, his eyes. But it really would be the smartest thing to do is go ahead and fill those all in, even the dot. I don't like that little circle right there, but if you're going to engrave it, because we need to get, because I'm working in hairline, you can't cut something and think this isn't going to cut, because it is going to cut. So we're going to do this real quick. And I'm one of those, I just can't stop. You know, normally I could just say, we'll fill everything else back in, but I want him to know maybe a little more what I'm talking about. And now, if you think about it, and I don't know if he's going to engrave these on the new one or not. We've got everything marked that we want. You know, there's your separation between your two items, and it's going to look pretty cool. We're going to select everything, and we're going to go right here and right-click No Outline. So all that will engrave, and if you circle it, there is no outline. It says several outlines, but there's really not there as far as engraving it. Then what you do is take a duplicate of this and nudge it back over, and left click, right click, and there's your cut line. Here's your backer board, and we'll just do this. The backer board will have no really any color except for right here, and it's going to be kind of hard to explain, but we're going to move that out of the way. And there's your backer board that you're going to glue to the back. And then when you cut this out of, I'm not saying you're going to use green wood or blue or whatever, painted or stained or just different species of wood. When you put this back in there, it'll look like this. And this will help you. You don't have to have a backer board, but it'll make it look so much better on the back side, and you could put somebody's name on it or the date. That is a pretty cool drawing. Just remember that you've got to get rid of those hairlines so they will not engrave on the original. So we take away the green and the brown. There's no hairlines in this to engrave or to cut. The only ones that are right here. And this is why we made that part thicker so this wouldn't burn away. But it still goes around his hand, so it gives his hand a glove. And like I said, I would probably fix this. I'm going to left click and right click and go ahead and fix it right now. I would just see there's a twirly whoop-de-doo, I call it, some bad lines. You know, it does kind of look like a scarf. Maybe I would leave it. But I would get that whoop-de-doo out of the way. And as long as you don't have any cut lines, it should not cut, so you can move that out of the way and take that and just delete it, and then move this back. Whoop, I deleted it. And then move that, left arrow, I'm just using my left arrow key and my right arrow key. I would actually maybe move, see every piece doesn't have it doesn't, I took away the outline, so there's no outline there. It's only because I refilled that back in. So that's what it's going to look like. And also the backer board is going to be your cut line for this. This is going to engrave it. You got to cut it out somehow. So you could do this. And then that's going to cut out. And so you could use that piece right there for both the backer board and the one that's going to cut the ornament out. I like the ornament. You're going to have some sort of hole to put a ribbon or a hook through, and you could do that on here. And there's plenty of videos where I can help you later on that. But let's fill them in with the colors just to make you know. So go to RGB and change your stuff to RGB, and unless your laser is different than all the other ones I know about, you'll be off a lot better. So that's what it's going to look like. Anyway, I hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.